Okay, Chet, I have your quad here finished up. Just finished it. Just did a little test hover. It's ready to go. So let's start with going through the parts. So you have here the armattan japalura 3-inch frame. I haven't built one of these yet until now, and I gotta say I really like it a lot. It's a really well thought out frame, and goes together very nicely. It seems like it's really tough and durable. Ooh, that prop's close. One of the things I like is where the camera mounts in here. You got 3 screws on each side holding the camera, so you can see the top and bottom ones are slotted, so you would want to loosen those 2 on each side to be able to tilt the camera up and down. But with all 3 on each side, this camera, it would be damn near impossible for this thing to move at all once you have it where you want it, which I thought was pretty cool. The camera is completely protected. I love the aluminum. It looks so nice with the carbon. So you got some DYS 1407 3600 kV motors. DYS is my favorite, all-time favorite. I freaking love DYS. This whole quad is pretty much DYS and TBS. So you got the DYS motors, you got your DYS stack with your 20 amp 4-in-1 and your F4 Pro V2. Then this is your Foxeer Predator Mini, and right here is your TBS Unify Pro, and right on top of that is your TBS Crossfire Nano. And then I made this antenna kind of special for this. I shortened down quite a bit a TBS Triumph antenna. And then you also have some Dow Cyclone, what are these, 3056 props. So should have pretty decent power. I did make it for top mount. I don't even know if, I guess it is made for top mount because it's got the slots for the battery and the foam piece up there, but it seems like you can't fit very big of a battery up here. I mean, this is a 654S, and it just barely fits, but I guess that's all you would really need. And I made it so that you can either do it on top or bottom. So you can bottom mount it if you want to. You could even run it on the bottom and have yourself a GoPro session or something up here. It does have this little sideways piece here for mounting probably a GoPro, and holes on the side you can put a strap through or something. I don't know, I think most people that build these use split, but I don't know. This thing just seems like it's going to be a tank. It just feels so durable. The Crossfire, I thought it was going to be a pain in the ass to set it up, but it was actually a lot easier. I've done it before a couple times, but I've never messed with the Nano, so I guess it's kind of the same. I'm not sure what the LEDs do. I guess I could have looked it up, but I just kind of figured it out on my own. And when I plugged it in, it had a flashing green LED, and then I pushed the button one time. You know, I set everything to Crossfire. Then it was doing like a rapid flashing green, and then it did a slow flashing red. And then it finally bound up and it was just solid green. And to be honest, I don't even know how I did it. I pushed the button on the back of my radio, you know, on the Crossfire, and then I pushed that button one time, and I think it had to update, because I think that's what those different LEDs were, is it had to update the receiver or something. So it did that, and now it's all bound up. So let me show you on the radio real fast. We'll get the radio turned on and plug in the quad, and I'll show you. You got Lewis script and smart audio, and then the Crossfire stuff. The Crossfire stuff, though, when I try to go into it, it keeps booting me out and telling me I have a low memory and stuff. So I gotta look into what that is about. But let me plug it in here. Okay, so if I hold down the page button, well, first of all, you can see right here you have the RSSI signal, so you know it's bound. When you hold down the page, you got your Lewis script going, so you can change all your PIDs. Oops. Go through each of those, and then you also have your... Oh man, come on. See, my radio keeps doing this. I don't know what that is. Hold on, I gotta unplug the quad. Ow, ow, ow. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I gotta turn it off and turn it back on real quick, so. Try to do it faster. So here you have smart audio working, so you can change your power, your band, channel, all that stuff right there. And actually that's all you need, so you're good to go there. Okay, so let me do a little quick test hover. We'll show you the video and we'll get this out to you. Yeah, so you can tell it's got quite a bit of power. You're gonna love this thing for sure. So I just set the battery up here this way. I don't know, you can probably do it a different way, maybe better than how I had it. But I did make the battery strap so that, I mean the battery cable, so that you could have it either up here or you can bring it down and have it on bottom. And you can fit a battery strap through there, right there. So yeah, this thing is ready to go. So for binding it, since it's already updated, all you should have to do is just well, first of all, to be able to get, you have to download the Crossfire Lua script. And I think you might have already, because I know you have one or two quads that already have Lua script, so you probably already have that in your radio. I'm pretty sure I actually put it in your radio on that one. So and then all you got to do is just plug in the battery. You don't have to hold down the button while you're plugging in the battery. You just plug in the battery first and then push the button on it. And I made it to where with the battery off you can get to it right here, and you can see where the antenna is coming off of the receiver. It's just below that, so you probably can't see it on camera, but in person you'll be able to see it. I'm pushing on it right now, so that's the button right there. And you can get to it from this hole or from over here, like that. So there you go, man. Oh, and sorry about the heat shrink. I ran out of purple, so maybe you have some. I don't know, but there she is. Badass quad. Alright,